Hi, thank you for joining us for What to Expect for Head to the Hill 2021. I'm Lainey Titus-Sament, and I'll be talking you through the details of this year's Head to the Hill event. So just to talk a little bit about Head to the Hill in general, Head to the Hill is our annual advocacy event, our chance for the brain tumor community to speak to our members of Congress about the policy issues that are important to the brain tumor community. Usually we are joining on Capitol Hill in May every year, but of course, because of the pandemic and the fact that Capitol Hill is closed to visitors, to most visitors still, we'll be having virtual events with our members of Congress. So Head to the Hill will continue to be a chance to speak to your members of Congress, to share your brain tumor story, and to connect with them on why we need more research funding. We need policy issues to change in order to find better treatments and a cure. But that will just be happening in a virtual way this year. That will happen on Tuesday, May 4th, and we'll just talk in the next few minutes about how that's going to happen and how we'll prepare you to do that on May 4th. First of all, just a quick thank you to everyone who's considering participating, for all those of you who have participated in the past. We're just so grateful for you. Advocates sharing their story are really just how we make a difference and how we make change. Research funding, medical research funding through the federal government is the largest funders of brain tumor research in the world. And so many policy issues that are changed happen because of people like you telling your stories and making an impact with the policymakers who are the ones that are able to make these decisions and make the changes that we need. So thank you for taking time out of your lives to share your story, your personal stories, and make that impact for us. So like I said, this year's event will be a virtual event, but we will make sure to have all of the information you need to make sure you're prepared to advocate with your members of Congress. So we'll provide you with short online training videos. You'll have access to those far in advance of our Head to the Hill meeting day. So I'll talk a little bit more in detail about that coming up. We'll also send you a Head to the Hill t-shirt to make sure that you feel like you're part of the whole community. Everyone's connected with those Head to the Hill t-shirts, and you're able to wear those during your congressional meetings if you choose. We'll also make sure you have educational materials. Those materials will also be shared with the congressional offices you'll be meeting with so that they're prepared as well for your meetings. We'll connect you with the other advocates from your state so that you can prepare together for your meetings prior to joining the virtual meeting with your members of Congress. And we'll also schedule those virtual congressional meetings for you. So some silver linings from 2020. As we all know, last year was a challenging year for many reasons, but to always look on the bright side, there were so many things about 2020 that really we're trying to carry forward with us in 2021. So looking at Head to the Hill 2020, what we were able to do was we were able to connect with advocates using this virtual platform. We were able to hear from members of Congress directly through videos and just have them connect with us in that way. We had over 1,300 advocates take action and send over 4,500 messages to members of Congress. So what that showed us was that even though we weren't able to join together in DC, the fact that we were virtual allowed us to have so many more advocates from across the country take action. For the first time ever, we had all 50 states represented at Head to the Hill, which is something we just haven't been able to do in the past when it's been in person. So having this virtual component was fantastic. We've also learned, both through Head to the Hill and through our in-district meeting program in the fall, that these virtual meetings with members of Congress are really impactful. You have sometimes more time with the staffers because they're not sitting in an office where they have people, coming in and out trying to get their attention. You're also not rushing around worrying about making it to your next meeting and if you're going to find the office. So sometimes they can even be more impactful to be able to have these meetings with your members of Congress in this virtual space. So even though we're not able to join on Capitol Hill this year, we've found that this is, just as an impactful way and as a positive experience as being together on Capitol Hill. So to give you an idea of the timeline for 2021, registration is open now. So people are able to register anytime now. And then the registration deadline is on April 2nd. I think we'll mention that again in a moment. Once you register for Head to the Hill, we will offer you those short training videos once registration closes. So beginning of April. You will be required to complete those training videos by April 23rd. We will require that everyone completes their training videos in order to have their congressional meetings scheduled. If you attended last year, this is a little different than last year because we didn't have these live congressional meetings. We do want to make sure that all of our advocates are ready and prepared and have taken the time to complete those training videos in order to have those congressional meetings scheduled. So we'll just make sure that those are finished by April 23rd. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about those training videos in a moment. We will also have a live training for everyone on May 3rd. That will be a brief live training, and also we'll have Soapbox Consulting. They're the organization that schedules all of our congressional meetings. They're going to talk to you about how to use the virtual platform to join your congressional meetings. They've been doing this since last spring, and they've really perfected it. They have a great system. They make it very easy for everyone to join these. And then after that training, you'll actually be able to go into those meetings, use those links to go into those meetings and practice with your state groups for your meetings the next day. And then those virtual congressional meetings will be on May 4th. And then that evening on May 4th, on Tuesday evening, we'll have a wrap-up event to celebrate the successes of the day. So to talk a bit about those short training videos, we will have a number of videos to prepare you for attending those congressional meetings. Some of them, if you've attended before, are some of the basics like Advocacy 101. Those would be very helpful for those of you who this is your first time advocating. It will kind of give you the background on why it's so important to be an advocate. How to share your story is always important for everyone. Really, we have policy issues that we talk about with the members of Congress, but sharing your personal brain tumor story is really the most important part of these meetings. We can always share fact sheets with the members of Congress. We can always follow up with specific data and details, but your personal stories is what really makes a connection with your members of Congress. So, so that's going to be a very important training and something you can practice after you receive that training. We'll also give you the updates on medical research funding and those requests we're making, as well as any other legislative asks that we're making of our members of Congress. So we'll make sure you have any background details on that, as well as a full training video. We'll also train you on how to attend a virtual meeting and just some little nuanced details about that, and then talk to you about the impact of your advocacy. We've had so many successes in the last few years, thanks to amazing advocates taking the time to share their stories, all of you doing that. So we'll share that information so that you're aware of how important this is and can kind of get excited about the impact you're going to make. We use something called the Litmos training platform. So once you register for Head to the Hill and registration is complete, everyone will receive an email from the National Brain Tumor Society, and that will have a link to log in and your username and instructions to create your own password. If you did attend Head to the Hill last year, you'll already have a login, but we'll be able to send you, an update in case, like me, you wouldn't remember the login all the way from last May. So we'll be able to send you that information, and then you'll get links to the new trainings for Head to the Hill 2021. This is going to be the Litmos login screen. This is how you'll log in with the username and password we're giving to you. And then here you'll have, this is where you'll see the different trainings. You'll have a content library, and then all of the trainings will be included right here in this platform. It's pretty easy to navigate, but at any time, if you have any questions, you're always able to reach out to us. You can reach out to us at advocacy@braintumor.org. But it's fairly easy to navigate throughout, and then at any time, you're able to go in and see all of the trainings, which ones are in progress, and which ones are completed through the Litmos training platform. So in addition to those training videos that you'll watch on your own, and just to mention about those, you're welcome to do that really at your own pace. Like I said, we'll release those at the beginning of April, but you'll have until April 23rd to complete those. You can do them all at once if you want. You can go back and do a little bit at a time, whatever's easiest for you. But then we will have that live training that will be required for everyone to attend. That's on Monday, May 3rd. 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. The dial-in information will be emailed to everyone registered for Head to the Hill. And so that will be when we join together. We'll have a brief program, and then we'll have Soapbox Consulting present to you on how to use the platform we'll be using for our congressional meetings. And then you'll be able to log in and spend some time practicing for those congressional meetings with your fellow state advocates. So then the virtual congressional meetings, those are on Tuesday, May 4th. You will be scheduled to attend those meetings with other advocates from your state or congressional district. We anticipate you would have a minimum of 3 meetings. So you would have meetings with your 2 US senators and then your representatives in the US House of Representatives. You may end up having an additional few meetings. For example, if your state has maybe 5 advocates attending and there's 3 different congressional districts represented, you might all attend as a group for all of those meetings and be able to attend those meetings together for the different congressional districts. Again, you'll be meeting with other advocates from your state, so you wouldn't be meeting by yourself in those meetings. Sometimes we do get the question, if you're the only advocate attending from your state, would you have to meet alone? Especially in the virtual platform, we don't anticipate that happening too often. But if it does, we will work to make sure if you're not comfortable doing that, then we can have another volunteer or NBTS staff member attend with you. And then we will have the virtual wrap-up meeting. And so that will be on Tuesday, May 4th in the evening. And that's when we can join with our fellow Head to the Hill advocates and NBTS staff to share our successes. And we can talk about how those congressional meetings went. Everyone will have had a chance to share their story during those congressional meetings. During the US Senate meetings, you often won't have a chance for everyone to share their stories, especially if it's a large group. Often in the smaller congressional meetings is when you'll get a chance to do that, but it will be great just to spend a little time during that wrap-up meeting just to talk a bit about how all those meetings went, kind of have a tally of how many meetings we had throughout the day, how many advocates took action, and just to share that success with each other at the wrap-up meeting at the end of the day. In addition to Head to the Hill, we'd like to invite you to attend the National Brain Tumor Walk and Race for Hope DC. You can find more information about this on our website at braintumor.org. But this is a great chance to kick off Brain Tumor Awareness Month. If you've ever attended Head to the Hill in person, you know that the Race for Hope DC is usually on Sunday morning, and then we kick off our event on Sunday afternoon, evening. So I think a lot of people who attend Head to the Hill are really just used to participating in Race for Hope DC. So would really love for you to attend the National Brain Tumor Walk and Race for Hope DC. It's a virtual event this year. You can do it from your home with your family and friends, but please join us in registering and attend on May 2nd. It's a great way to kick off those few days and really kick off Brain Tumor Awareness Month. So just to go back to some important deadlines for Head to the Hill, the registration deadline is April 2nd. So again, it's open now and you can register anytime until April 2nd. And trainings must be completed by April 23rd in order to have your congressional meetings scheduled. So what's next? So please register. We already have about 250 advocates registered, which is so exciting. We've only had registration open for a few weeks now, so that's really exciting news. And so we have a great turnout and we're expecting many more people to register. So we do have a bit of a limit on the congressional meetings, so make sure to register so that you can get yours scheduled and make sure to participate with us this year. And then just keep an eye on your emails. We'll be keeping you updated on anything you have to be doing and sending you that training link. So just keep an eye out and we'll send you everything you need to know to get trained and be ready to go. If you have any questions at any time, of course, please feel free to reach out to us, advocacy@braintumor.org. We're happy to talk through any concerns or questions you may have. We know that this event is a little bit different than in the past, but like I said, we've had so much success with our in-district meeting program in the fall that was virtual meetings, and we really know that this event is going to be so successful, and we're excited to be able to join with you all on this virtual platform. So thank you. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out, but we really hope you'll join us for Head to the Hill 2021. Thanks so much.